So what we are going to discuss today is cloud pages. So it comes under Web Studio. And by the way, just thinking of home page, yesterday I was trying to figure out if we can customize a home page. Looks like we can't for users. Depending on the access, these tabs might be there, might not be there, but the landing page, based on the user access, I couldn't find anything around which says that you can actually customize the landing page, sorry, home page. I couldn't find anything, just for your information. So Web Studio, what is Web Studio? There's an option called Cloud Pages. So anything on web can be done in this studio. Okay, anything on the web. What are their options? What are the options on the web? They're typically web pages. They're typically landing page. We call it. There's a business term called landing page. It's a very famous term in digital marketing world. And then there are microsites. Then there are some codes that you can put. So basically, whatever is there on the web, that can be done with the help of this studio that is called Web Studio. And what section? It's called Cloud Pages. Okay, so as I said, this Cloud Pages is consists a collection of, I'm just talking not technically, but in a business sense, it's collection of different landing page, microsites, source codes, which are there on the web, which are hosted on the web. Okay, so what is a landing page? Anybody? What is a landing page? It's a digital marketing term, nothing to do with Marketing Cloud.
Yeah, basically it's a website in which the if some client is there, so it will show the basic informations of the client, and in which they can show the contact form also, so that to basically generate the leads from that particular landing page.
I think you are right in the sense what it is used for, but probably not on the sense what it is. Landing page is just a web page which is there on the
Yes.
internet. Okay, you can do anything. You can have extra information from the customer, opt-ins, whatever you want. It's a web page. You can build anything in that, and it's
Okay.
hosted in a Marketing Cloud. So you can host it just within a couple of minutes. Okay, so that is the advantage of it. It's hosted on web, and you can just publish it and see the results by going on anywhere in the URL, from anywhere in the world. You can see the results. So, but what a landing page in business terms is, a landing page is a place where you come and land once you click onto something. So
Yes.
a typical or a great use case would be, for example, in the email that you send to a customer or to a subscriber, you want to do a call to action on it. What is CTA or call to action? You want
Yes.
to ask them to perform something. Any good email as a best practice should have a CTA. When I say CTA, call to action, it means basically saying that you should entice or in some way informally force your customer to do certain action on that email. It's not only reading, पढ़ लिया और खुश हो गया, नहीं. You want them to do something, either click on something and get redirected to their website, उनकी website पे चले जाना. You want them to do, or you want to download a white paper, or you want to use them, let them use a coupon which you have sent it on that email. So you want them to do some action on that web page. That is the best practice. You should actually try and configure a page in a way that I am enforced to do something in a very polite way, of course. So if there is a link, let's say for example, we are talking about a B2B customer, which is about of financial customer. It's not B2B, B2C. B2C is business to customer. So yeah, the example that we are keep on talking about for a financial customer, that is, let's say he's targeting certain subscribers, certain customers. So what he can do is, once he does the commercial email, now the email has got a link for some white paper or some market trends in terms of how the market rates have been in the past 10 years. Based on that, you want to give them some predictions. So that kind of information, which is the best neighborhood to buy properties, all those kind of, this is the content that you are actually sharing with them for free in order for their attendance, or what is it, more attention. So the email will have a link to that particular page, where once the subscriber clicks on that email, he'll come to that web page, which is called landing page. Okay, where he might be able to download it directly. You might create a form which will ask him his details, or any number of things, or there could be a scheduled webinar. Okay, and that has been hosted on this page, and somebody provides his details and clicks on submit, and he by virtue of integration, he gets actually a go to webinar link in his email, like that. So those are these landing pages, and it's relevant use cases in today's world. So landing page, where you land after doing some action, basically a click on an email. So that is what landing page is. Got it? And it's generally a standalone page. Okay, and it's hosted on the internet. When I say hosted on the internet, it means it can be accessed from anywhere in the world. Simply go to the browser, put the URL over there in the address bar, and you can see that page from a zaruri nahi you have to be on internet or any specific, just an internet connection is required. So that is a landing page. Okay, so since I'm so much so capable in HTML that I cannot actually give you a good recommendation of a landing page, but we'll see what needs to be done in order to actually utilize all those features. To be honest, since we have done email studio, so I expect you to know all these features, because this is just, we are using content builder in a way for this creation of landing page. Everything remains the same, all the editor and everything. So it's like pretty intuitive. Okay, so let's do that now. Before that, couple of more terms that is used in cloud pages. There's something called collection. Collection is just nothing but, as the name suggests, is a collection of couple of things. In this case, it could be a collection of landing pages or microsite or some source code provisions. It's a collection, it's a container. Okay, so let me click and create one. Simple name and description. So I've created one. Where is this? This is a collection. Okay, once you've created it, this will come like this. You go and edit the content, delete, and of course edit is there. Okay, so once you go inside this collection, let me write it properly. Okay, we are inside the collection now. So there can be multiple things inside a collection since it is a container. What all those things can be? Landing page, code resource, microsites, and mobile push page. That is the fourth one, which we'll be covering as a part of Mobile Studio. I'm not sure, to be honest, how much I can show you in Mobile Studio, or it will be simple GAN only, because a lot of things are not configured, which I'll highlight, but just FYI beforehand. Okay, so we were talking about landing page. So these are the types of things that can be inside a collection. So for us, let's start with landing page. Okay. Okay, so description, usual fields. Now, there is something called personalized URL, PURL. Now over here, if you see, this is the URL, okay, which this landing page will be published again. So if I click on this, you go to a browser address bar and copy paste this, I should be able to see this landing page which I'm going to create. So that is the URL on which it is hosted. Now there's another concept of personalized URL. So right now, if you can see, this URL is not great to remember, but for your subscribers, so it's not also trustworthy. So for example, if as a subscriber from Grammarly I got an email and they asked me to click on a certain link, and then link takes me to this landing page, for example, in which we are building right now, and its address is this, I won't be too much happy about that, in the sense that there won't be, the confidence level won't be that great, saying, thinking that am I actually hacked, is there, it is a correct website, because the URL doesn't say anything good about it. So brand awareness is very important over here. So there's a concept, as I said, called PURL, personalized URL, wherein you can actually purchase a personalized URL. So that could be something like emailsmonk.net/ landing page, for example. So if I go in same scenario, if the URL that I land on after clicking on that Grammarly email says emailmonks.com.net/ landing page 1, for example, that would be more trustworthy, and it's creating a brand awareness as well. So that is called PURL, which right now it's not there configured. You need to purchase it. Once you purchase it, you can actually select, you will ask you to select a domain. So like say emailmonks.net, of course it has to be unique. It will check that uniqueness, of course, but you have to enter that URL over here, and then you can use that to use in your landing page hosting purpose. So now again, editor that I'm using is content builder. Don't go on classic editor. This is something, a legacy from exact target, which they are actually trying to get rid of. So don't ever go on anything which is related to classic editor. Just go on content builder, click on next. Now this process is pretty similar to what we did in content builder. Remember, it's just content builder, that's it. We are trying to create a web page. Over there we were creating an email with the help of content builder. We are over here, we are planning or trying to create landing page. So let's take a simple one, 3 basic rows. Click on create. So did you see anything on the left hand side? Does it look similar? So on the left hand side, if you see this editor, this is just similar to content builder. I mean, similar, it is content builder, but in cloud pages. So if you see, same thing, content, layouts, everything remains the same, all the tabs. So this is basically content builder, where you are now configuring a web page, a landing page, we call it, which will be hosted on this URL. Okay, so let me show you my creativity and create a junk here. This is all where you can set the background and etc etc. I mean, the more you play with it, you'll realize HTML editor. I mean, you guys like to play in HTML editor, you can do that. Similar. I'm just saving it. That's it. Done editing. If you want to add, let's say, text, done editing, will add. So all those kind of intuitive things you can actually perform on this editor in the left hand side, which is nothing but content builder. So you are, I'm assuming, aware of. So there's a couple of additions as well, to be honest, which we'll be talking about, but this is similar. That's it. Okay, you can create buttons, free forms, HTMLs, images, text, okay, social media shares and everything. You can do that over here, and you can beautify it with the help of layout, designs and everything, their background and all the things around it. Okay, so there's one thing over here which is called smart capture. So this all thing on the left hand side is, my assumption is clear, so we will save it and move on. Now code view, layout view, everything remains the same as like content builder. Yeah, now desktop view, mobile view, everything is just like content builder. Now there's one more thing which is called schedule and publish. What is schedule and publish? Who hasn't worked on it is just pure guess, because the name is actually self-explanatory.
Yes, yes. It's basically a time when we can publish the web page, this thing live on a
Correct.
website.
Publish to the world. Yes,
Yeah.
make it live. Publish to the world. That if somebody clicks on this URL, they can see
Mhm.
this page.
Mhm.
Okay, let's click on this. So again, I've been given two options over here: publish immediately. So if you want to publish it right away, or you can put it for a later date. In which, of course, you need to select the date and time and the time zone for that. So let's, for our example, publish immediately. So hopefully, at least in a minute or two, the changes will be reflected on this web URL that is on there on the top. So it says it may take up to 5 minutes. Generally, it happens faster, a minute or two, not 5 minutes. But yeah, sometimes I've seen cases that I've actually, out of frustration, I have to log off and then actually do something and then come back. So it takes, sometimes it takes time depending on your nature or urgency. If there is some urgent work happening, it will take its own time. Okay, let's click on this. So this is this link. Yes. So this is the URL. Sorry, this is URL. This is the landing page. Of course, the page can be very beautiful. This is a very ugly form of page, probably worst that you will see in the world. But yeah, so this is what you can do with the help of landing page. You have created a landing page. I've previewed it in desktop and mobile versions, and then I've published it to the outer world.
Pankaj, you opened this URL right now, but the
Mhm.
container of the page was lesser than the width of your screen. So can we adjust that also
Which one?
in the while creating the page?
Yes, we can. But what is the problem? Container of the, what was the problem? I didn't
Page.
understand.
I mean, the actual page, the width of the actual page is not matching to the width of your screen, or
Okay, from
it's
that
just
perspective.
yes,
So you're saying this gap
yes,
over here?
yes, yes.
Okay, I'll show you. So right now, so this is something, I think this is something to do with this image actually, but I'll show you where I'm actually coming from. So if you go to block settings, so there's something called padding, this section,
Hmm.
spacing. So
Yeah,
this will be
got.
helpful in actually adjusting. So I'll just
Hmm.
quickly show you kya hota kya hai padding. So if I say, just keep an eye on the right hand side, huh? I'm making a change, some changes. See, like this. You can go to do it individual side as well. So if you can make individual changes, you can make actually. See, with the help of so
But
these are the changes that you can actually.
but the width of the container is remaining the same, right? It's not changing. In fact, the
Yes.
padding initially was 0 pixels from both the sides.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that right
But
away. There was no, it was not zero from both the sides. There was some padding, initial padding. I'll show you. Some 12 or some 13 units were there for padding, so it was not zero. So right now, let's say, let me zero. So the padding has come on, reflect. Can you see that now? Let's try and see if that is resolving your problem or your question. But this is where your out of the box configurations are there. If you want something extra, to be honest, get your hand dirty by HTML. and CSS and whatever. We get into that. If you, these are the out of the box options to do that. If it is not helping you, then probably you need to get into a coding mode to actually make those changes. But try not to do that, to be honest. Try and do some out of the box configurations only. Use the functionalities so that marketers or the clients can actually use it or scale it. If you do it with the coding, it's not scalable. Somebody like you needs to get into every time to understand and do that changes. Let's schedule and publish. Let's see, something has come up. No, the changes haven't been reflected as now, so we'll wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, so that's about what all you can do, to be honest. You can make the dimensions of this image also change. So like some sort of width. So width, this is okay. Let me see. I think this would be the one which will be fit to scale. I've removed it, and then height, let's say 100 pixel. See, it has changed now a bit. So you can actually use this options as well to change the height or the image, correct? But these are, I mean, play around with that and see how it works. So I'll tell you what happens to us. I mean, I'll give you my example. So there was one of the clients that I was working for, and they had sent us email template. So as a part of our work, I mean, we services, we first do consulting with a client, and then we whatever recommended solution that we have. So the email templates that came across as a part of implementation, they gave it as to us in PDF, and that was bad. Actually, PDF emails. Now we, in fact, me and my team actually extracted each and every, let's say, blocks and created it over here with the help of configurations. It takes time, but slowly and slowly it becomes easier. So the idea behind saying that is keep on playing with all these options over here in block settings and content, and you will arrive to your designed or designated design. So we did, I mean, it took a couple of hours for first email to get created template. After that, it becomes easy for us in order to know what needs to be changed or not. But yes, so that's how we do actually. We try and use out of the box. Then there was another requirement by the client saying that they wanted to use custom fonts. So now over here, if you see in content builder, there was some out of the box standard fonts, correct? Client wanted that to, in order to make the brand image consistent, they wanted to use a specific font. Of course, there could be requirements. I mean, clients, a particular brand image, Coca-Cola, for example, it's red, for example. So you want to have that specific color, and creative people are very, very specific about the exact color. So थोड़ा बहुत इधर plus minus नहीं चलेगा. जैसे, I mean, at least I've realized after marriage की साथ से ज़्यादा, so मुझे तो साथ ही दिखाई देते थे. So that ways. So just give you an example. So that brand, their font, the custom font that they were looking for was actually, they're very particular about it. We tried to convince them saying that Marketing Cloud doesn't recommend you to use out of custom fonts, use out of the box fonts which are there as a part of it. We recommended one of the fonts which was there as a standard, which came closer to what they wanted, but they were not happy. So then we have to go a custom way. And I say we recommend it to the client, then there is no out of the way of actually implementing your custom fonts. We have to go custom, wherein coding will be downloading some packages and installing it in Marketing Cloud. So all those kind of development activities will be required. When you say development activities, that means it will take some time. That means it's not scalable in the future, because somebody needs to know that kind of work in order to actually change it or make it work or scale it, whatever. So but then they still went ahead with that, and they implemented it. So we recommended it, but that's okay. I mean, it's totally client's choice or their call, because it's their business. We can only let them know that these are the pros and cons of going with this approach, but at the end of the day, it's their decision, and we totally abide by that. We are okay with that. So hopefully meanwhile में ये publish हो गया होगा. Yes. So this thing still remains the same. Actually, I think something to do with the resolution of the screen, because it remains the same on the both sides. See that?
I think so. This can be achieved by making the landing page responsive.
When you say responsive to various
Responsive.
do you have
Actually, what we are doing when our client looking for such kind of requirements, so at that point we ask them to go with the responsive layout, where they will get the feature where landing page can go to the according would render according to the screen size. So Chandni must be asking for that. So can we do that by this kind of VCVC editor that Cloud Pages do provide to us.
So
Actually,
this
meanwhile,
Mhm.
I was trying in my marketing account as well, but I couldn't
Mhm.
able to get hands on it.
So, I mean, see, if you remember in Content Builder, it actually helps us to do that. Remember Litmus that you were using as well in Content Builder while
Hmm.
creating the email. But out of the box, I can see only two options over here: desktop and mobile, which automatically it actually does. I can't find anything which is out of the box adjusting to different screen sizes. Right now, it's only two options: desktop and mobile that it has.
Okay, so must my team must be taking the custom code for that. We need to discuss
Of course,
this with
I mean,
landing page team.
if that is the case, of course, I mean, if you start working in the code mode, I mean, anything is possible, to be honest.
Yeah,
If you want to
yeah.
go into that mode, out of the box, no. If you get into that, I mean, world is your oyster. You can do anything you want. So yes. So that was about landing pages. Okay. So next thing I want to talk about was capture. We spoke about smart capture. Smart capture is a functionality, out of the box functionality, which actually stores the data into a specified data extension out of the box. So we expose it on the landing page, and this functionality, depending on what you ask from the customer, it will take the input and actually store it in the data extension that you specify. So that is smart capture. It's capturing the data smartly, and you can do a couple of tricks around it. Basically, what is the redirected page once it says thank you, which page it should take it to, what is the error that it should throw, and a couple of other things. I'll also talk about something very unique we did. I mean, it's not 100% out of the box to be used. I mean, you have to do a lot of configurations in that, because I faced it. I faced a lot of challenges while I was using it. So what is a smart capture? Smart capture can be utilized to get opt-ins. If you want to create a landing page, for example, as I said, let's continue the example of our landing page. So Grammarly sent me an email. In that, there is a URL that I need to click. I click on that URL. I'll come on a landing page, which the beautiful landing page which we have devised right now. On top of it, there is some details that needs to be captured in that landing page. You can capture it automatically or out of the box with the help of smart capture in that same form, and store it wherever you can point it to. That's it. So as simple as that. So let's do that activity now. Okay, so if you see, I have dragged the smart capture wala option on the this block, content block. Now what are the options that have been provided to me? So okay, I'll talk about it. I'll just first write the name. Okay, data target. Where do you want the data to be stored? Let's say for now, data extensions. You can use Cloud Pages data extension or email subscriber list as well, basically. But generally, as you said, or I have been stressing on the fact that data extension is the future. Try and use only data extensions unless you have a very valid reasons otherwise. Select the data extension. I'll go to my data extensions and let me select which one I should select. Let's say this one. Okay, store amp script. Or is there a good one? Let's say loyalty members. Okay, so I've pointed it to loyalty members data extension. Now these are all the fields which are there. So it gives you an option to select those fields which you want, on which you want to get the data captured. So let's say I'll use email address, subscriber key. So anyways, it won't be there with them. First name, last name, create. These all are not mandatory. So just to make sure that I'm fulfilling the data obligations, data structure obligations, I'm just selecting everything, because I'm not sure which ones are mandatory and which is not in this case. And hidden attributes, if you want, you can have hidden attributes. I mean, to be honest, I haven't used it, but if you want there's something to be hidden, but then you want to make it as a form field, you can do that. So I've done editing, I've saved it. So if you see on the right hand side, these are all the fields that appear. See, got it? And now if I publish this page, all these values that can be entered by any external person on that page, and that will get stored into the data extension that I have pointed it against, which is called loyalty members. So let's do that. Okay, so let's try our luck. Great. See, so this is what it does. The data extension, all the fields which are there in the data extension, I can actually fill the name now. Let's not fill anything as of now and submit. See,
They are
can you
mandatory.
see that?
Yes.
I'm click again. Just have a look carefully.
Please fill out this field.
No. So what is happening beyond that? I'll click again once, one, two, three, twice. It's asking that detail.
I think twice.
It goes away. That is something
Hmm.
as a bug. It needs to be resolved. It's not resolved. So just be careful if you are using that. There could be some small nuances. What happens? So for example, if I enter details from here and I send the same details again, it doesn't bother about the primary key or anything else. I'll show you. It won't store the data, but it will also not throw an error. So basically, if the email ID is the primary key and I send the same email ID again, nothing will happen, but it won't store the data. So to the user, it will feel like the data update has gone through. So yes, so let's fill some details in the over here.
So if
Yes.
if I put an information once and again if I want to update that information, so if I'm choosing the same email address and again and I'm just changing my first name or last name in this, so does it store and does it will update in the main data in Salesforce?
No, so this is used for insertion purposes.
That's it. No, it won't update it then.
No, what will if your data, for example, if your data is violating the primary key wala thing, so in that case it will throw an error, but that error will be thrown internally, something like 500 error. If you know technically, if there are number of error codes, so 500
Okay.
error throw karta hai, and then you have to actually catch it amongst
Okay.
yourself. It won't console pe aata hai, but you cannot do that. So basically, the user never gets to know anything. That's it.
Okay. So once
So let's
once
fill
the
some details.
user filled that information, so he can't be able to update it.
Yes, so it's like basically opting in. So the idea is you shouldn't, for landing page concept is you don't see your data, but you do enter it at once. So like opt in तुम एक बार करोगे. You won't be like कि मेरे को ये data दिखा दो फिर मैं opt in करूंगा like that. Or if you want to register for a webinar, the register एक बार enter होगा like that. Okay, I'll just quickly copy that, paste it like this. By the way, everybody uses Grammarly over here. I thought I covered it in first day. Yeah?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I'm not sure what is the format of create. If it is not a date type, so I'll get away with that. Let me submit. Okay. So that block shows you, thank you for submission. The data has gone in, that means. So what has happened is, in this case, let me just double click. There are a couple of other configurations that we need to accomplish. So now submit options. What should happen once you submit the button or button submit is pressed? You want it to take to a particular URL, HTTPS, for example, google.com, for example. It'll take you to that. Instead of that page, thank you, open, or you want to open it in the current page, new page, what kind of styling goes around, button का नाम क्या रखना है, yes, click, कुछ भी रख सकते हैं. It's all configurable at least from the out of the box, colors, etc., alignment. Then again, form styling, same thing that we were able to do it in content builder, same kind of thing. यहाँ पे 200 pixel है. And then of course your favorite HTML editor is there. Yeah. So another piece of advice, if you guys are working on email studio, content builder, and outputting the copy pasting the HTML, try and make the changes as much as possible over here, because you never know where it'll adanga laga dega in successful completion. So don't just copy paste and assume it will work. You have to make sure it's working over here. I'll give you an example what happened with me. So in one of my clients interaction, what I was using a smart capture to capture opt-in. When I say opt-in, एक email लेना था बस.
Okay.
And the real use cases on the websites where there are opt-ins, एक छोटा सा block बना हुआ था with a smart capture. Okay, and so let me see any open any website for opt-in. कोई website बताओ जहाँ opt-in मांगते हो, opt-in or something like that. I'll just show you an example how it looks like. Any idea? Any कोई website देखी जिसमें opt-in आता है? Opt-in तो आता ही है, मुझे इस समय याद नहीं आ रही है.
Same.
वही मतलब that you know ना आता है. It's just
Yes,
that
yes. We have created some.
पता ही नहीं है ऐसा कैसे.
We have created some options also.
Okay, so मेरे वाले case में what happened was I'll just show you some example. In fact, I'll show you some good example of landing pages. Okay, so opt-in forms. Okay, by the way, who knows this person? Timothy Ferris. This is American guinea pig. So he does a lot of things himself. He's a very famous author and a guinea pig. He does a lot of things on his own. So this is a good read, 4-hour work week. try and read that. It's a good book, really good book.
Okay.
So okay, over here, see, he has put opt-in. Where is this opt-in over here? Correct. This is an opt-in, absolutely, right in the middle. Okay, then where else? Like this. This is an opt-in. Understood? So I was also doing one of the opt-ins, and this. So the way it works in business is this email that I have. This, yes, this link. So there are two ways to actually publish this smart capture. Smart capture functionality everybody understood, no? Let me just quickly check वो data आया भी है कि नहीं. Data extension नाम loyalty members. See this record? So this is the D that we pointed it to, data extension, and this the record got captured over here.
Okay.
So that's a smart capture. So now in the business context, I'm just trying to show you कैसे work करता है business wise. This is the technical aspect of it. Smart capture use करके data extension को point करो. That's it. It'll work. Of course, सजाना संवारना है. That is a different issue, not
Okay.
a topic of concern over here. But yeah. But what happens is we were talking about opt-in. So in my use case, the scenario was on the web page of a client. There was a small section for opt-in. जैसे इधर तो बहुत बड़ा है, but there was a small one. And where what we did was we used this URL and gave it to the guys which were actually working on that website. So I am from marketing cloud background, they were from more of a website. So I gave that link to them and they had to work around with that. So they used this link within an iframe, and they were able to actually get whatever the content was inside. So that's how it was used in the real life example. Now
Okay.
there could be another way of using it. What you do is, if you do all the coding over here and use it in your web page, probably not the right way, because opt-ins are a very small section in the whole page. पूरे पेज में एक simple नहीं होता है, unlike this example that it was showing कि पूरा opt-in ही है यहाँ पे. In my use case, it was a small, कहीं पे छोटा सा एक block था. That's it on the web page. So what I gave them was, I gave them this URL and asked them, boss, put it in your iframe and use it. So they inserted this in the iframe tag on their web page, and they could see the results rendering over here in the whole
Okay.
web page, in the big web page. Now there were certain adjustment that was supposed to be done. So itna simple nahi hai. With marketing cloud, it's like that. It's not what you see. There's a lot to it behind the scenes. So uske baad I got hold of an HTML developer actually and configured it in a way. There were a lot of issues in terms of how it was rendering. So I needed a developer actually. So I got hold of a HTML developer and asked him to actually then explain to him what marketing cloud is, where to do all those stuff. So basically I landed over here and then asked him to make the changes that he was doing over there over here in this editor, just to make sure we are getting the same content, and then used this link over here. So for example, as Chandni was saying, this padding was missing. Let's say this, it was not reflecting because of some reason. So we came over here in this editor, made the changes in HTML editor, just to make sure we are getting the look and feel the way we wanted. Functionality anyways is there, look and feel changes kiए इधर, and then use this link directly over there on that web page. So that could be a real life scenario. It might happen to you, not necessarily ki it's a happy path. Smart capture lagaya, everything starts working. Okay, so that is one of the use case that could be utilized for using smart capture. Then what else is there? So this is that I wanted to show you some of the good landing pages. Just I'm scrolling slowly, just have a look. So you'll get a glimpse of how it might look like, how good, beautiful it could be, considering you're coming from my ugly background of creativity. So just wanted to make sure that you are aware that dunya is better. So these are some of the good examples of that. So landing pages, HubSpot again. For all these things, you can go to HubSpot actually, and there's a good guide over there. And you guys are also doing fantastic work on your website that you have also explained it to me. So yeah, so that is the landing pages. You can create those landing pages, capture the data, make it as beautiful as possible with a purpose. And how you do that? Within cloud pages of your landing page within a cloud pages. So that is the usage of landing page. Okay, now you can start से कहते हैं ना creativity के घोड़े दौड़ाओ, Mr. Harshal, and then you can create whatever you want in this. This is the technical aspect of what all you need to do. Okay,
Yes.
now what else? Okay, we did landing page. Now we need to talk about microsites. There's another thing. Let me go to my collection, save and exit. Okay. Now next is we were using which one? Forgot. I think this was the one. Anyways, doesn't matter. So now next thing is creating a microsite. What is a microsite? As the name is suggesting, microsite is a small version of a site or a website. So basically, technically speaking, couple of landing pages. That's it. It's a part of a website, and these are created for specific reasons. So, for example, if there is a your what was that Labor Day? Labor Day was coming. You wanted to have a separate small website, which is what technically couple of pages back and forth. Not to do it has nothing to do with your website. It's just that for that particular campaign or that time period, you want to create some pages which are in proper order. That is microsites. Small microsite pages are there, and you suit them in a thread, and that's how it becomes a microsite, small site. Okay, let me show you. Before that, let me show you some good examples of microsites. See, HubSpot is comes the first. Well, obviously it has got good content as well. So obviously all the individual web pages, a small cluster. So it's just a website, but for a very temporary phase, for a specific purpose, you have created it, and that's it. That's a microsite. See, it looks as good as a website, but it has a specific purpose, more temporary in nature. Okay, so this is a microsite. Let's go into the system and actually start building one. Let me go into my collection folder. And again, it's all about being creative, to be honest, technically in this, because what we'll be doing is microsite creating those web pages only at the end of the day. So how do you do that? Inside the collection, click over here, create on microsites, click on microsites, sorry. Again, this is a public hosted URL, and of course it isn't publicly available. I mean, that goes without saying. Anything on cloud pages is publicly available. So this same goes with microsites as well. So I click over here. Of course, HTTPS, HTTP, depending on your enterprise security. Again, there could be the URL as well. Sorry, personal URL, PURL it says, personalized URL. Sorry, that's the full form. Okay, you need to purchase it if you want to do that, but right now it's this one. It's not very convincing to the customers, saying that this is gibberish. If I look at the address bar, this is actually nothing to me, so it doesn't gives a confidence notion against the client. Okay, so this is a microsite that has been created. I'll just zoom out a bit. Okay, now now in this container I need to keep on adding pages, various pages that I need to create. So let's say page 1 or home page for that microsite. This is page number 1. Okay, home page. Now you can create, let's say, page number 2 as well. Okay, it's linked. Let's go and create each pages now. Okay, and these are the URLs. If you can see on left hand side, these are the publicly available URLs for these pages. So let's go inside each page by clicking on add content. So now you will create new content. So you can create content with, of course, design view or code view. Let's go by design. Always start with design, out of the box features that is provided by any product, not even Salesforce Marketing Cloud, because I told you it helps you in two things: scalability later on. Any changes that are pushed by Salesforce or by any other product, it will be taken care of automatically. And second, the people, you won't be requiring any technical assistance if something changes later on. If the scope changes, you want to make some changes, so that is always advisable to the client. But of course, if the use case demands, we need to do that. Okay, so this is the page. Now if I go on the global styles, so this is the same if you see, options are provided as we could see somewhere on the content builder: fonts, backgrounds. So this is all that aesthetic aspect of it. Okay, if you click on the right hand side, gears, these are the different gears with the help of which we'll be actually creating this page number 1 under this microsite. Similarly, the way we were doing it in content builder, right click on it, add it, image. Let me select something. Okay, I don't know what it is. So you understood what we are doing is we are trying to create a web page, but nothing has happened. Let me upload a file. what has happened last time also? Okay, it's already exists saying. Okay, then in that case, okay, I'm just wondering which file to choose because
You can
I'll
you can just
upload.
rename that file and again try to upload it.
Yes or not. Select this one. क्या हो गया भाई? Invalid file name. jb.jpg. Okay, that is weird. Let me select the existing one only and get away with that. Some existing one. As you can see, this is very dull color. Okay, I can add HTML. Okay, then smart capture is also there. So if you see smart capture we learned, if you it will use all it will point to that particular data extension and then it uses do the same functionalities. Okay, has anybody used captcha
Yes, we
over
used
here?
it. Yeah, we have used
Have
it.
you used it?
Yep.
Okay, so you configured it in a web page. How have you used it, captcha?
ReCAPTCHA in a form you are saying, right?
Yes, I mean, how do you go about
Yeah.
doing it? And the reason I'll tell you is, there's I was having a conversation with one of my clients today, and we were
Mhm.
recommending him a out-of-the-box solution. So in which there was a captcha option also available.
Just for filtering purpose, basically when someone is using and basically basically a person, it's ensure that a person is using that form basically.
Okay, then if you want to send an email after that, yeah, URL, which URL you want to go after that, save it. It's all very intuitive. I'm just going through some of the options. To be honest, there is no rocket science about it. Since I'm actually on this web page, it's more to do with like a content builder, wherein you actually figure it out which is the best path for you. But these are the options available for you. So I'm just going it in that manner that you are getting what I'm trying to say over here. Correct? No? Let me know if there is a disagreement over here. Then on the left hand side, there are some other options as well, like Salesforce lead form. Of course, if it is connected, you can use that part lead capture. If you're connected to Pardot, if you have a Pardot access, you can use this Salesforce as well. Then Survey Monkey, if you have created some survey on Survey Monkey, you can actually embed it over here. It gives just provide the URL and then it will be added over here like that. So those are some of the options which are available to be inserted into these web pages which are created as a part of microsites. Remember, we have created only page one of a microsite. Let's preview it. Okay, there are three options: tablet, mobile, and desktop over here. Okay, close that and go back to our styling. These are all the styling that are available. Let's say we'll say 200 over here, height. So that is what it is doing. Same thing. Snap to the grid. Okay, let me keep on saving it. Now, so this is we have created with the help of our creative brains borrowed from Harsh, and then whatever technical knowledge that we have created a page number one. And this page is of course hosted over here. If you can see, let's see, nothing has happened as yet. Oh, okay, we haven't published it by the way. So yeah, okay, let's go back. Page number two, same operations. खुल जाओ भाई. So we'll be configuring the same kind of things in page number two. So I'll just pull a couple of gears. Let's say voting. Voting based on some create voting content. I mean, voting, you understand. If you want to have a voting, which is your favorite color, that kind of voting, like that. That kind of content can be created by voting. To be honest, I haven't used voting as an option. I've used smart capture in previous HTML and all those things anyways are there, but smart captures and connecting with Salesforce. Same options. You do that configurations, create it a beautiful looking form. You can have custom CSS as well. So this is something which might be of interest to you, and you can use editor tools. Now let's save it. Okay, now let's go back. Oops. Okay, so this is that link for that microsite. Hopefully something has happened. We can have a look. Nothing has got published. It's taking time. Okay, so Again, keep on adding the pages, add page again. Let's say page 3. It'll again be clubbed into that group, page number 3. And you do the same kind of activities with that. Okay?
Yes.
And then when the time is there, you can actually share this link in the outer world, after of course making it aesthetically beautiful in the outer world, to actually be published and utilized as a microsite. So there would be 3 pages in this case. So that is about microsites. It's all about your creativity. Technically, I've told you what all can be done and what is the use cases and how beautiful it can become. Next is code resource. Click on next. So this is something, a code resource that you want to create and expose it in the online world. Of course, it will take different type of content like CSS, JavaScript, JSON, RSS, etc., etc. Let's take RSS. Paste some code over here and it becomes live from here. Same thing. Technically, it remains the same. I haven't working. I haven't actually honestly worked on a use case which has used this resource code, but yeah, this is a use case for it. I mean, you can actually directly use the code online with the help of this URL. Okay. Then what else? We have created collections, published pages, mobile push, which will be taken care of. Let me see what is the content. Okay, there's called 2 things: social pages and smart forms. What is unsubscribe page, by the way?
Once you click on unsubscribe link, it will redirect you to the page. It will show that your email ID is unsubscribed, or you are unsubscribed from that particular group or something list.
Correct.
Publication list.
Correct. So that is what unsubscribe is. Basically a page, web page, wherein customers can actually unsubscribe. Okay. So I just wanted to show you. So the content says custom unsubscribe page. Now there could be a lot of scenarios where you want it to be customized, because standard out of the box Salesforce custom unsubscribe page is pretty bland. बिल्कुल tasteless है, बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता देखने में. So I just wanted to show you. Okay. Subscription center and your file management, preference management. Profile.
I wanted to ask you, is there any way to add a seed list while sending out the campaigns?
Seed list. What
Yeah.
is the use case? Can you please explain?
No, see, basically what is a seed list is, seed list is a list when the campaign starts shooting, right? It's when the campaign starts to go out to the subscribers or the audience, right? The seed list are the people who receive that email
Every
also.
time.
Yeah. Receive the email every time. Seed list can be used many times, right? Like when you are checking for a spam test, right? You can check for a spam test. You can use your email ID to see whether the test emails and the seed campaigns are same or not, right? Are you getting me?
So, for example, an email campaign, Labor Day email campaign, for example, and there's a seed list of, let's say, 100 subscribers. Okay, so you are sending, apart from your user subscriber that you want to target for 100,000, for example, for the Labor Day, this is a seed list of 100 subscribers. Okay, you want them to be sent all the time, every day. What is that? What is the use case in that case? Okay. Okay, so this is the out of the box, if you see, subscription center from Salesforce side, which is pretty standard and not good, doesn't look good. So if you want to customize it, okay, this is your profile center, which is again very bland, simple, out of the box. But if you want to customize this page, that is when we will be talking about tomorrow first thing, where how to customize this page to make unsubscribe look good, page look good, because that is something as a web page people visit a lot. Let me show you some good examples of great custom this is something can be done with the help of smart capture. This is again opt-in, correct? Some kind of
Yes, yes.
unsubscribe. So this can be used for smart captures, and if you want to devise that.
Right. This we normally follow on our each blog.
These are people who have actually done it. So like in email monk's case, they have customized it. to your branding. Salesforce, this is not branding. So for example, if you click on, where is that page at? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So this is not consistent with your branding. If I click on unsubscribe of an email, for example, Grammarly's email, I click on unsubscribe and this page opens. So this is not consistent with the way Grammarly is. It's green, green, green everywhere. It's not at all there. So, and plus Salesforce Marketing Cloud and everything comes, branding and all. So you should be able to actually work on those unsubscribe, which is in accordance to your branding and your likes. You don't want to put a lot of questions over there. You don't want to ask too less details. So if this kind of list would be there, imagine I will never fill it, to be honest. So it has to be optimal level of information that is required, as good as single one or two check boxes. That's it. Do you want to unsubscribe from this current list? And second one is from the global list, like that. And there is one more I was reading somewhere. There's one more hidden one, wherein any of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud emails won't reach that customer. That is not explicit, but if I'm able to actually get through that list, any companies who are using Marketing Cloud won't be able to send email to me. That's a at Marketing Cloud level, to be honest. It's not something that is configurable and can be viewed by us, but yeah, for your information. So what we were saying, yes. So this is how some of the good examples that our team over here at Email Monks has actually come across. Some good unsubscribe examples. HubSpot is also there. Okay.